Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, we're the Wild Cards, and welcome to the first episode of The Worse You Know, because you're inevitably worse off for knowing anything we talk about.
Hell yeah.
I am Baron. Some may also know me as Perazrael.
I'm Nate. Some people call me Nate. Other people call me Nathaniel for some reason, but I'm not Nathaniel. I'm Nate.
My name's Salvador. Some people call me Mr. Nobody online because reasons.
I am Anna, not Anna. I am Anna like Anna and Elsa. You would not call her Anna.
I made that mistake once.
It's okay.
Yes,
Everyone does
you
it. Like, I don't care if you do. Just don't do it intentionally. It makes me a little sad.
I was trying to create like a scary like folk tale or something. It's like, oh yeah, I said Anna once and almost lost my head. Then I had to give her $1 million.
Nice person. I am literally the nicest person. I would never. See, I just say that distinction because like you have never, I have never heard anyone go Anna and Elsa. Like no one says that. Everyone says Anna and Elsa. So that's the kind of like reputation I would create with my name. It's not Anna. I mean, like it's not Anna. It's Anna.
Hold on a second.
I missed.
Okay, wait a minute.
Human. But anyways, if anyone wants to find me on social media, it is Fabulous Time Lady, missing the O.
I don't have social media.
We know.
Oh, what a
Nate.
lonely world.
Oh,
I followed you once, and then you.
wow.
deleted your
Gee,
account.
thanks.
Well, how are you supposed to find out about like all the social media stuff that happens?
I just get it from friends. Like I just kind of sit around this Discord and just chat with everyone. Like, oh, that's what's going on.
Nate just sits in the Discord and just osmoses everything into his brain.
Yeah, you know, you guys post something. And it's like, oh, this big thing happened. I'm like, oh yes, my fellow kids, I know what's going on.
You know, everyone found out about Kobe stuff through social media. See, how did you find out about it? You probably found it delayed.
Yeah, I found out about it because my roommates
I literally
told me about it.
Sorry, I literally found out about Kobe the very like a couple of minutes after it happened because I was just browsing around Google and then I opened a new tab. It's like basketball star Kobe dead. And I was like, wait, what?
The one big important thing I learned about like basically like the day of, it was like within the hour, was Kenny Rogers' death. You know, he did like all those big songs in the 70s, like The Gambler and whatnot. You know, I heard him on the radio because I was practicing my driving, and then I heard on the radio Kenny Rogers died, and I'm like, yes, I'm informed. I'm ahead of the curve.
Okay, you have me
You have such positive feelings related to
Nate.
someone dying.
Hey, Nate, you had me in the first half of that sentence, not gonna lie.
I was about to say, are you excited that this man died? What?
No,
I
I was sad. That man made some great music.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, you could say that for some bad people in the world, but even then, dang.
But that was a really weird day of learning to drive because I almost slammed into a pole, and then I heard Kenny Rogers died, and then I saw, and this is just in the middle of like some neighborhood. There was like 5 or 10 girls walking around in bikinis, and then like I don't know why they were doing that. And I was,
it's Florida, so everyone.
I guess it's Florida, but I'm a simple Ohio man. I was like, darn, I gotta focus on the road. Focus on the road. You're taking man.
Nate.
Given this is
Focus
the
on the
first
Nate.
episode, would you like to talk about your thoughts on Ohio?
My thoughts in Ohio.
Aaron, you're glitching out a little bit.
Yeah,
You are.
Maybe you should turn your sensitivity up. Do you know how to do
Yes, I
that
know
on
how to
Discord,
do that.
right?
Well, he
yeah.
sounds fine now. But yeah. Oh boy, where to begin with Ohio? I was born and raised there in Cleveland, obviously, the best city. And let me tell you, Ohio has literally everything you need. Like right now, we're living in.
It doesn't have the ocean.
We have Lake Erie.
But that's
Thank you very
not.
much.
That's not the
It's
same.
better. It's a lake.
You
It's
don't
fresh
have
water.
waves.
You know.
Nate, listen.
What?
As an islander, I'm offended that you'd say that.
I technically went out with an islander once. It was a really big island though. It was Japan, but
That doesn't count. That does not count.
You
How
have
does it
not
not
lived
count?
there.
You know,
have
it's
experience.
they're on an island.
You haven't been there.
Oh well, I grew up in a Chinese community in Cleveland.
It doesn't
And I'm white.
count.
You weren't by the ocean. I
Uh.
lived in nowhere, Athens, Georgia. And my God, the thing is, like, that city has nothing but college kids. That is it.
Yeah.
Nothing exists
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, those darn college kids.
Bro,
Right,
I
right,
was downtown
right.
and I was terrified of them. Like, my 7-year-old self was like, oh my
Okay.
God, they're
Yeah,
out
that's-
there. And I do the same thing now.
That's fair. Like I grew
I've
up.
been, I've been to Athens, Georgia, because I have family that lives in the surrounding area, and we usually just pass by Athens, Georgia, and just stop and chill out there for like a little bit before we actually get there. And the amount of times that like I've seen the amount of groups of college kids around that area outnumber most other cities that I've been to.
It's weird because
It's
we're in the
just-
opposite situation because we're in an undisclosed location in Florida.
Clearly.
Yeah, it's you got a bunch of older folks, but like it's not like okay. So as a northerner, right? You hear all these stereotypes that it's just like, oh, Florida's nothing but old people. Well, there are a bunch of old people. That's
what's called a statistically validated stereotype.
Yeah,
Dude,
but like
there's
no,
literally
there's-
alerts in Florida for when old people go missing.
Yeah.
yeah, but
So
like
I think
it's not
there's way more here.
okay. It's not
there's
okay.
a
It's
thing.
not as prevalent or as like bad, maybe not bad, but as prevalent as I thought it would be. Because I grew up in the north, so I just thought like literally it was like 95% old people, and then like it's just like you see another young person in the crowd, you're like, oh, the Holy Grail. But no,
I
it's
think
like a
it's-
decent mix.
Well, no, like I feel like it's because you don't experience, like you don't have to deal with it. You know what I mean? Like you don't
Yeah.
encounter it, so you don't really notice the extent. You know,
That's
at
fair.
my job, like back in during the seasonal times, so many old people from so many like old communities, like
Yeah.
assisted living communities, call in. And I'm like, Jesus, you guys all crawl out of the depths, and it's crazy. And there's even a whole like older living area, like neighborhood by my neighborhood, and it's huge, and you're like not allowed to drive through it technically, but during thick traffic, I try to go around the outer edge of it because they can't get to my house.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess I worked a little bit in like a job that had a lot of old people because I volunteered at the Holocaust Museum, and there's a lot of older
Bro,
folks.
if you haven't been yelled by a 60-year-old because of some coupon, you haven't experienced them yet.
Oh, that's fair. Mark
Dude,
there, he took
Dude,
no.
I have been screamed at over like very silly coupons, and I'm like, it's not that deep, dude. Like, just go find another coupon. You can do it. You can Google it. Have your son or daughter Google it, please.
I guess I was lucky because I didn't really have that much of a customer service based. Well, it was just a volunteer position, but it was like position. Because basically, I was just the wand guy. I just basically like, hey, are you interested in the free self-guided tour? And then and of course I say free, so everyone takes the wands and they don't use them still, but whatever.
But just
So I had
chuck it in the back. Not,
How many
not
no,
the
like
back,
okay,
in
well,
the,
I'll
like,
explain. I'll
trash.
explain what happens because I love working at the Holocaust Museum, but people they go there, I offer them the audio wands. I mentioned it's free, so they take it, of course. So I have to show them each and every time how the audio wands work, and then I just see them. They play with it for like the first like exhibit or two, then they just swing it around and they don't use it ever again. I'm like, you're wasting my time. Come on.
Well, are they wasting money if it's
Listen,
free?
I spent 2 minutes showing you how this works, and you're not even gonna.
Oh wait, Nate, hang on. You want to talk about putting a lot of effort into something and then watching customers just piss all over your
Boy,
effort?
I have stories, but go ahead.
Listen, dude, I've been working. Listen, you have no fucking clue because in Dollar Tree, right? We sell a lot of stuff. We sell food, we sell clothes, we sell cleaning supplies, and we also sell toys. You have no idea how many times I spent my previous shift cleaning up the toy aisle, only to come back the very next morning and to find it to be an utter piece of just shit. It's just a mess. It's a
God.
mess. And toys are strewn about everywhere. There's food where there shouldn't be food, and I'm like, what in the name of fuck is this?
Yeah,
That's how I
why-
feel after there's a show in my theater, because my theater is huge. We hold like 800 to 900 people, and like we fill them up for our kids shows. And my God, kids and confetti and like popcorn, it does not mix well. And oh boy, since I was part of tech, I would stay back and help, but I just want to die. Also, speaking about wasting time, I've had literally someone sit on the phone to ask about a coupon and prices and stuff for like 10-15 minutes and be like, never mind, and hang up. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you actually kidding me right now?
You spent that long to get like
No,
$3
because they call
off.
it with a coupon with the intention of like, oh, I want a subscription. And I'm like, hey, that's great. You know, if they told me from the very beginning, hey, I just want info, I could direct them to the right website instead of me having to like, what's the word? Explain different coupon guidelines. You know what I mean? Because like if
Yeah.
they're calling in for a specific coupon, there's not much I can do. But if they just have general questions, I can direct them to the right website that has the right coupons for them, so they could get like a better deal or something.
Yeah.
But just like they don't preface that. I'm like, please tell me. Just be honest with me. I want to help you. I'm a
Awesome.
very nice person.
Yeah, I really feel for like customer service, especially like I've had to use customer service a few times, but like I always just I always figure other people too, so I just be respectful, and I just be very not like meanly direct, but I just be very direct about what the issue is. I just go like for example, it's like, hey, like with Amazon for example, it's like, hey, I bought express global shipping. I was sending a gift out to Japan. I bought express global shipping. The guy there was like the guy I got. Like I was typing with him. I forget his name, but he was just super cool about it. He was super nice. I was like, hey, listen, like it's my my then girlfriend's now ex, but then it's my then girlfriend's birthday. I paid to have this thing delivered. The 2 days before. It's going to be late. Could you work it out? He's like, yeah, sure. And then like. He managed to get the package out, and he also, since it was a day late, he got me a full refund on the express international shipping, which was like an extra $30 almost. So I just got I just paid for the article of clothing that I won't discuss.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Honestly, marry that man.
All I did was just pay for the clothing, and on top of that, not only did I get refunded for my my express shipping, they gave me $5 in Amazon credits that I can just like buy books and stuff with. And I was like, sweet.
Like
Yeah,
I
like-
said, marry
Even
that
though,
man.
even though, I mean, wait, hang on. Did they give you $5? Or, like that's it? Because most books go for $20 at the very
Yeah.
least.
Well, it goes towards book, but still, I wasn't expecting that. Like, I expected.
No.
Yeah,
that's a good perk. That's a good perk. Honestly.
Yeah, like no, it's like it was just like butter. It's a butter on top of the toast because, it's a I got $30 back from the express worldwide shipping. Like the certain article of clothing, it got shipped from like the middle of the United States to Alaska, and then like they had a whole journey I can track on the app.
Yeah.
Like
Fuck
the
it
Amazon
up.
app.
Fucking
It
Alaska.
flew all the way over. They flew this one piece of clothing that I will not disclose all the way over to Japan.
Nice.
The way you
Very
say-
nice.
The way you say I will not disclose. Like
It's
I'm
okay.
sorry, that's funny.
It's okay.
Well, it was-
Nate's swerving around the issue just like Japan swerves around copyright.
Oh, God.
No, it reminds me of the time in chat he was like, "Oh, I was scrubbing and being hygienic." Like I don't know what he said exactly,
No.
but it made it seem like he was talking about something like inappropriate. And then when you asked him, he was like, "Oh, I was just scrubbing." And I was like, "Why didn't you just say that?" Like,
Yeah, I remember
you
that.
make stuff seem so promiscuous, and if you just
It's fun that
am
way.
I wrong?
Well,
You're not
I'm
wrong.
not wrong.
You are
listen.
not.
Well, listen, it's funner that way, because now you guys
No.
now you guys are thinking like, oh, what's that mysterious article of clothing? And if I just said it, you guys.
Probably a
Nate,
shirt. No one
Nate.
knew.
It's
Nate,
okay.
Nate, you have told me exactly what it was.
Well, I
before.
haven't told
know
the
what it is.
audience.
It's okay.
Well, audience, would you like
And
to
also-
know?
also, listen.
The article of clothing was.
Okay. Well, listen. Also, I don't think I told Baron, and I definitely haven't told Anna because because I told you, like when did we meet? Like 2 years ago?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
told you.
'Cause-
I told you
yeah.
that fall. Oh, actually, it was spring. It was last spring. Yeah, last spring. So a year ago is when I got that gift, and I told you about it.
I'm 90% sure you told me about it as well.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't know the article of clothing because I
Okay.
am a baby compared to
Oh.
y'all.
But
Oh yeah,
it's
I am a
okay.
whole year younger than all three of these guys, right?
I'm
Yeah.
actually almost 2 years younger than me. Because I'm an old
Well,
geezer.
Well, Anna,
Almost
you just
20
turned, you
almost
just turned
21.
19, right?
Yeah, I'm 19 right now.
So yeah, we're the same age right now.
Oh, you're both 19.
Yeah, but like you're probably gonna turn like 20 soon, right, Baron?
Yeah, I turned 20 in June.
So yeah, I am a year younger than you. I'm a year younger than all of you guys. And
What about me?
Nate-
I'm turning 21 July.
Oh, then I'm 2 years younger than you. Well, a little less than 2 years.
You're the young. Okay, Anna, you're the youngest member. You're the youngest member of this entire group.
I'm
That's
also the only member without a penis.
Wait,
That's
what about
wrong.
Jackie?
Well,
Jackie's
Jackie's
here.
not here right
all right?
now.
Well,
I mean,
she's
like,
not
in the-
here in the call, but yeah.
Yeah,
in-
in the
Ah, not here in the Discord. Okay, got it.
Yes. My voice is also significantly higher than you guys.
oh,
Or I
Yes,
can try,
well, if you're
clearly.
talking about us three, then yeah.
Well, clearly, I mean, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. It's completely fine for you to say that, but I am rather proud of my penis.
I like mine too.
No, I
Rather
always
proud of
joke
this
with my
one.
friends, like, if I had a dick, it would be like massive.
Oh my god.
I mean, listen. Listen. You might think that, but then one day, just
I
whomever.
weigh the best boy, and it's not massive.
Yeah, it's the large ego, small pee.
No,
God.
but everyone tells me. You guys tell me I have like big dick energy. Like all
Did I
my
tell
friends
you?
tell me I have. Well,
Big dick energy. That doesn't necessarily mean just because someone has big dick energy doesn't automatically make him have a big dick. That's
I
the
mean,
thing.
Yeah,
that
like,
is completely true.
I don't
but
even know my own penis
metaphorical
size.
dick is big. There.
Wait, Nate, you haven't measured yours?
Okay,
That's
I have a story.
lie.
I have
That's
a, I, no, no,
That's a
listen,
bold
listen,
lie.
listen,
That's a
listen.
lie.
I have a story about this. All right.
Trying to be wholesome.
one
you can't
time back when I was like 15, 16, I was like bored in my room one day, and then what? I just like I just decided I wonder how long it is, and so you know I just find this ruler that's sitting in my room. I grab the ruler and I gave myself the best advantage I could, so I'm standing there, you know, full mast, and then with like one hand full mast, other hand ruler, and I'm about to like put the ruler next to you know my wiener, and then I just stop and I just go, what am I doing?
Listen,
Why am I
dude.
doing this?
Okay, you don't even
Listen,
have to do
dude.
it for ego. Like, if I was a guy, I would be so curious. Like, I just want to know.
Well, this is
It was legit. You know, that's how it was for me. It was legitimate curiosity, and then I
Yeah.
found out, hey, in America, I am
okay.
slightly higher than the national
Well,
average.
but then after that day when I turned 15, after that, I just, as weird as it sounds, I haven't really had a chance to use a ruler because I lost my ruler, and I don't do a lot of math classes or anything, so I don't have a ruler.
Just go out and buy one. They're not that expensive.
I had my, no, that sounds like bragging.
And like now you're
My- I had a judge, and then she liked it. That's all I'll say.
okay.
Well, that's the thing is, like, on the perspective of girls, not a lot of girls, like, care. Well, let me rephrase that. Not a lot of girls really consider the size. As long as you know how to use it, that's what is valued way more than size. Because, like, a lot of vaginas are not as deep as people think. Which is entirely true. People don't know
Are you
that. Our sex education is so
hang
awful.
Hang on, Anna. Are you telling me that porn has lied to me?
Yes.
No.
Yes, it has.
Jesus Christ.
What's next?
It's like a girl being like, "Wait, all dicks aren't 9 inches long? What?"
Wait, they aren't?
I listen. That was one of my favorite jokes that came out of Big Mouth season 1. Was the episode where one of the characters just finds out his older sister, because he's in like what, 8th grade, I think, I don't know, or he's probably, I think they're in middle school, but his older sister just tells him it's like girls get horny too, and then just his mind is blown at that young of an age. And not only that, not only that.
True?
Are
Yes,
you serious?
It is
Yes,
No, I'm
it's
not, I'm
entirely
not.
true.
I'm joking.
I would
lady-
argue
I have
that like maybe
experience.
I would argue maybe girls think about it more because we don't have a problem every time we think about it.
I mean, listen, that if you have a problem,
I heard you just get really like. I heard it just gets really hot. Like you like physically, like your body just heats up a lot.
And I wouldn't say that.
Well, that's what
Not
my.
really.
I mean,
that's my experience.
for some women
It's all
maybe,
a
but
spectrum.
it varies from it varies
the
from
thing
lady
is-
to lady.
What you mean by getting hot? I would assume it's like the same as blushing because that's when your
Yeah.
face gets heated.
Kind of, but
Not
like you
everyone
just
blushes.
feel like from my experience, like she felt very. She said she felt like very warm. Like sometimes she'd sweat.
Well, I would argue
Fair.
it wouldn't be warm all around. That's like maybe certain people. It's more just warm in a certain area, but
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter. It's not like hot enough to sweat now. That's only
Oh,
when you're doing the
that-
deed.
Yeah,
I
it
guess
all-
if they're really.
And also,
Really?
might I mention the
I'm
fact
sorry.
that might I mention the fact that if you do have a problem when you do think about it, like that's just
You
because you're doing
handle
it
it.
wrong.
Oh.
Oh yes, you handle it. Yes, you go to the nearest private location and you handle it by yourself.
Jesus.
But
I like
if
butts.
you do have that's
We
not the point.
know.
Oh, we know.
We are well aware,
Oh.
but that's
And
not
now
the point.
the audience is
point
aware.
that, like, because like,
Well, who doesn't like butts?
Like
mean,
I
some people.
always say, I'm more of like a sides and back person.
That's simply because you're you.
Well, okay. I'll say this: backs are nice. Like they look nice. It's like, but it's not like it's different. You know?
I feel like physical affection on the back is very under talked about. Because
Under
like
talked
it's
about. Yeah, I'd say that.
yeah, it's under talked about because like if I'm just laying there with someone and I run my hands along their back, that is the shit. Or if someone does that to me, that is the shit.
Yeah, or like,
Okay,
you know,
that's a fair point.
or like you give a
Okay,
hug, you know, a little pat on the back.
Okay,
Well,
that's a fair
different.
point.
That's platonic.
Yeah,
We're talking about
Okay, that's a-
romantic affection here.
Okay, that's a fair point. However, it's like, I mean, saying that you're into. I mean, listen, Baron. If looking at a girl's back gets you all hot and bothered, that's you, and I respect that.
hey, we all got
But
I mean, it's the same way some people get hot and bothered by abs on guys.
that's also true.
It's the same thing, just the reverse. Because like the body shape of a girl is very much like advertised and put like I've seen straight silhouettes of like women in like pictures and like advertisements. Like
yeah.
it is, you know, advertised like that.
Yeah, I feel
You
like
know, it is.
I feel like one thing is that I feel like basically the entire human body, there are people that like basically every single part of it.
There are people
Listen,
who are
David.
into other people stepping on them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing.
Oh yeah,
That's
a
a step.
thing.
Yeah, no, that's an
saw-
offshoot of BDSM.
Yeah, I saw a video that I'm like I was like, I don't get it. Like, is it a back massage?
No.
I have no idea,
No,
my dude.
some
I
people-
just
Some people.
I
just
have.
want-
I got some stories.
Some
my
people-
deal
Oh.
is as long as you're not bothering me and it is consensual, I don't care.
Yeah, that's
You know,
fair.
It's like,
Like as long I just don't want someone stepping on me before we've discussed it before. I'm just like, hey, no, let's
That's
not
a
do
very
that.
clear-
Please
Some
don't.
people-
just in the middle of it, all of a sudden you feel an immense pressure on
They
you.
stand up.
Yeah.
I'm like,
It just-
what are
they
you doing?
stand up. They stand up at T-pose and just step on you. It's like, wait, what the fuck?
yeah, you know,
You
some
see,
people
I have
just
to
wanna,
be extra
Then
careful
bam,
about that.
and then bam,
because-
all of a sudden you have a new kink.
Yeah, some people just want a hot evil lady in 6-inch heels to step on them, you know, and that's
Oh,
completely
not the
valid.
heels!
Ah,
Not the
ah.
heels! Not the heels!
Listen,
Bro,
dude.
I have 6-inch stilettos, 4-inch boots, 4-inch wedges. I love heels so much.
Okay, no,
You are
okay,
ready
they
to
look
stab.
they look nice, but I don't want to be stepped by them. You know, like
You
it's
know,
great, like-
counterpoint, they'd be fun to murder someone with. Stilettos?
Yes,
okay.
Hell yeah.
Most definitely. Listen, horror movies have already beat you to that. All right.
For legal reasons, this is a joke.
Oh, it's
You
not.
know what you gotta do? You know what you gotta do is make a D&D character whose weapons are flavored as just like bladed stilettos.
Ooh, that'd be awesome.
Ah.
See, Baron, you say bladed stilettos, but the stiletto is a type of blade.
Fair point.
Well, that's the thing
Oh, yeah,
is,
you're
like,
right.
stilettos
Oh,
do have a
perfect.
flat end, but if you made the end pointy, it'd be harder to walk in, but it'd be like...
No.
What you could do is you could put spikes on, like, the bottom of the padded
Oh,
part.
there you go.
Okay, listen, you're already putting too much work into this process. All you gotta do is grab it and swing it as hard as you can at someone's head, and that's it. They're
True.
done.
1d4
that's
piercing
fair.
damage.
Through the eye socket.
No.
I saw
I need
it.
those.
Dude,
I saw
I
it
want a
or
goose.
the back of the head.
You know how I mentioned, so for anyone who's watching, I found this goose, like the goose stimulator, and like the goose you can have installed on your computer that walks around. Someone made
Oh
it
my
into
god!
a
Wait,
character-
hang on.
Yeah, that's the goose! They made
Hang
it
on,
into a
give me a
character
second.
with like points and like
It's like
stats
Goose
and all
from
that.
Top Gun.
And it has +9 like sleight of hand. This is my companion. My
Give me one
little
second.
thief
Hang on.
halfling is gonna have a fucking goose that's almost as tall as her.
Hang on,
that's gonna be following around.
Anna. Did you just call the masterpiece that is Untitled Goose Game Goose Simulator?
No, there actually is another game called Goose Simulator. It's two
Yeah,
There
different
is
games.
another one.
Yeah.
Wait,
What?
is it like
You know
Goat
what?
Simulator?
It's weird. Anna, I agreed with you, but then I just realized I was agreeing with you because I was thinking of like Duck Simulator, or no, like Duck Simulator or something like that. And I
No,
was like,
Goose Simulator is violent.
Wait, is
Yeah,
no,
I
I
was
don't know
like-
if it's like violent, because I know Goat Simulator is the one that's like really
Goat
violent.
Simulator is
The simulator is
amazing.
awesome.
I tried Goat Simulator, but I don't know. I just didn't get into it.
It is
Have-
fun.
Have you ever played it as the Goatborn?
I have
saw
Where you just-
that
you
there's
just-
a lot of weird
Where you
DLC
can just
to that game.
Where you can just Fusro random civilians, and it's amazing. I love just walking
That's
into
hilarious.
crowds as a Goatborn and roaring. The results are beautiful, and they usually crash my PC, but it is beautiful while it lasts.
There's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Easter egg in the Goat Simulator, and I love it.
Oh, I didn't know that. I'm learning
Yeah,
so
there
much.
is. Yeah, no, there is. There's like a specific pipe in the map that if you go into it, you'll go down into the sewers, and there's and you'll get and then the 14 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles will just walk up to you and beat your ass.
Also, I think it's worth mentioning.
That is awesome.
Also, I think it's worth mentioning at this point that I've just been fanning myself with like a luxury fan this entire time.
Oh,
That
nice!
is
Like my
awesome.
fan
I wish I owned
earrings.
one.
Yeah, I
I don't think the fan earrings can do much though.
Wait,
Oh, well,
Nah, they won't.
no, I can tell you what they do. They can almost kill a man.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Almost
I
kill
even-
you. Nate, they can almost kill you.
You're
That's
I'm
the
a
only
man.
person that would die by earrings.
All right. Well, you know what? I'll share the story, and we can let the internet know. Or, like, be the judge of that.
Let's not share it right now. Let's save it for a future podcast. You gotta listen.
But
You
like,
Nate, you
it's
have-
the
Nate, you
perfect
have-
transition.
Nate, you have to build suspense. You have to
Oh.
let the audience.
Oh,
you have
like
to
with
let
the
audience
suspicious
wonder.
article of clothing.
Yes, you have to drop the you have to drop the idea of a story being there, and then later on, you reveal it.
But that seems
Or be
kinda
like
sneaky.
me and
Can't we-
have so many stories you can tell at any time.
Yeah, but and Sal, that seems kind of sneaky. Can't we just be like honest?
no.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Honesty is
We have to build
kinky.
mystique. We have to build mystique, Nate.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, yeah, like people have to discover that I'm actually secretly a director of a hit film.
Yeah, there's. You have to understand.
oh my god.
You have to understand,
He's
Nate.
technically. You know what the thing is? He's technically not wrong.
Yeah, I got an award.
No one who wasn't at that event would know what he's talking about or know what he's
Right.
referencing.
There is like 35 views on YouTube, and I can guarantee probably not all of them are from the library.
Bro, a random video I uploaded trying to be like a translation of like 5 years ago. Again, it was like my 14-year-old self who tried to do it. Has over 1,000 views. Beat
Wow.
that! Ha!
Ow.
Wow.
But it was probably random children finding it because it was like a
Also
translation
true.
of like
Oh.
pirates and stuff. So
I see.
there's also that. It was probably an accidental
Were your
thing.
comments just a bunch of like random letters?
I had no comments.
Oh,
Do we want to just transition at some point into talking about D&D, or how do we do this?
well, I mean,
Well,
I guess
now
you
mentioned
kind
it,
of just
let's go.
you kind of just made us. So let's go. Let's talk about D&D a little
Oh, all right, cool. So, I'm gonna go with like probably the most why not topic, which is just
bit. Murdoch Hops.
no. Out of all the
No,
classes,
no.
which is your favorite?
Oh, okay, that's pretty. Well, it's got to be Bard because the people for some reason are always like, "Oh my God, it's the Bard," and I want to be that guy whenever I walk in.
I feel like the Bard joke is overplayed because I know I watched someone on TikTok make this video being like, guys, there's so many fucking jokes you can make about D&D characters. So many. Why do you do the same one about the same character? And then she was like, give me recommendations. I'm going to make a whole like series of random jokes to make about random characters. And I'm like, I respect that. Because anytime...
Okay, but that's the thing. It's like, take it from me, who aside from Christian, is the person who's been playing D&D for the most part of his life.
Christian's our dungeon master, by the way,
Yes, indeed. But like,
in more ways
Trust-
than one.
Nate,
no,
stop.
no.
I don't think we don't want to think about him in a sexual
He
light.
will kill your character, no joke. He will kill it
Straight
like
up.
random lightning bolt from some random guy.
He's
like,
already
"Oops,
killed
it
one
hit
of
you."
them. I can.
Yeah,
It's a sacrifice I'm willing
exactly.
to
You
make.
know what he's capable of.
Listen, no, Nate, you died because of your mistake. That's the difference.
Oh.
It's like he,
Okay.
But anyways, the thing is that when it comes to bards, all the jokes are actually not jokes. They're just straight up fact. It's that I've been in so many parties with bards, and every single time, without fail, the bard tries to fuck everything that moves.
I've been a pretty tame bard then, but like, I remember when
That's
actually.
only because you're too awkward to be
Yeah.
a horny
Well,
bard.
That is
Well,
me.
it's like I don't know. I'm not good at role playing flirting because like, and also now because like I got a girlfriend now. I want to save my flirts for her.
Bro, there are literally people who are married that act and like do sex scenes with each other.
Yep.
Well, that's with each other. That's fine. I don't know.
It's the same concept. Like
No,
when I
actually,
mean married, I mean like their wife is doing some other thing and they're doing a sex scene with like another woman.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine. It's two women. No, I'm sorry.
No, it's a man and a woman. Do you not?
Oh.
Nate. What you have to understand is that D&D is essentially D&D is acting through and through.
Yeah, I know, but like, okay, I
I
guess I should elaborate. Like, okay, I'm bad at acting romance. You know, like I'm fine when I'm actually with a romantic partner, but like trying to act it, I just feel awkward.
Okay, that's
Alana and I
fair.
need
Now,
to teach you some
now, in the meantime, I have over here my fucking fighter, who's based off of. Baron knows who this is, but if anybody who's listening
Please
has
don't call
seen
me out on
interspecies reviewers, I have a fighter that's based off of the main character, one of the main characters, Stunk, and if you know, you know.
I don't like being roped into this, but yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Unfortunately, I know. Not by choice.
You know, I feel like bards for me have a special place in my heart because the first time I ever got introduced to the class was Christian because, you know, as we all know, first character died and Christian's like, look, the party obviously needs a healer. And he's just, these classes like, cleric and all these other casters and whatnot. And he says, you can be anything you want, but I really think you guys should get a healer. I'm like, okay, I'll be a healer. He's listening to all the magic classes and he says, Bard, just kind of offhand, she's like, "Oh, Bard, what's that?" And he's like, "Oh no!" And I could just see in his eyes, he's like, "Oh no, what have I done?" And then and he's like, "Oh yeah, bards, they're kind of like a jack of all trades. They got a little bit of magic, they do a little bit of healing, but they're honestly not the best healers." And then I really think you should be cleric. I'm like, I want to be a bard. He's like, "No, I think cleric's better." I'm like, I want to be a bard, and he's just like, "No."
That's fair. That's fair.
Like,
However, clerics are very, very not taken seriously. Like, everybody thinks a cleric is a heal bot, But then you have stuff like War Cleric, which can just straight up decimate an opponent because they can add a +10 to their roll even after they've rolled it. So that's terrifying on its own. There's the fact that there's the Grave Cleric that if you have a Grave Cleric in your party, the party will never die. The thing is because they can cast if you have
a Bard, the party will never die of boredom.
That's not true.
No, because you can have very stupid people like me, who's a literal science experiment for a cleric.
Oh no! Oh no!
I mean, listen.
Scarlet. Scarlet will put any and everything in her mouth. Cleric is like, try this, it might be poison. She's like, yum, and literally downs it. There was a rock once that she was given, and then the cleric gave it to her and was like, eat this. And she legitimately tried to eat the rock instead of licking it, and the cleric was like, what are you doing?
Okay, so what you're saying,
you guys remember that.
Anna, what you're saying is that Scarlet, if anything,
is society.
No, yes, but essentially, because the thing that everybody keeps forgetting, mainly because there's never been a proper situation to implement this, is the fact that Fainus is actually proficient in cooking in chef utensils. So technically, if I ever get the chance to roleplay Fainus cooking something, I mean, listen, if you want to be a taste tester, go right ahead. Either way, I'm gonna find you.
Scarlet has eaten straight dirt. Do you think she cares?
Huh?
I said Scarlet has eaten straight dirt before. Do you think she cares about what she eats?
Murdoch Cobbs has eaten.
No, we're not going to talk about Murdoch Cobbs tonight. We are going to foreshadow him, but we will not talk about him. Not yet.
Murdoch Cobbs might be a cannibal. That's all I'll say.
But back to the classes that we like to play. I gotta say, Thief 100%, because I can do anything and be like, I was trying to scam someone while doing that.
Wait, what's a thief class?
Oh no, not thief, rogue, my bad. But I specifically like to do.
I understand
thief.
what a rogue is.
The thief subclass, yes. The thief
subclass, my bad.
Now, honestly, had you asked me this before the Eberron book it came out, I would have said rogue as my favorite class. But now that the Eberron book is out, Artificer 100%. I love it. I love Artificer because I can just come up because Yep.
Oh, sorry. You go ahead. You're talking about Artificer.
Because the idea of the Artificer is that essentially you're first and foremost, we need more intelligence casters, and that's why I love the Artificer first and foremost.
Yeah, that's actually weird if you think about it. It's like you'd think that like spell casting and like intelligence would go hand in hand, but it's like it seems like it's a lot of wisdom or charisma.
The most used stat for spellcasting is charisma. Second highest,
which is weird. Like, why is it charisma?
Yeah,
I don't know.
The idea is that you're casting with like the force of your soul or your personality.
Oh yeah, but like that makes sense for like a bard, but like all these other classes, it's like I get that it's the rules and that's okay and all, but it's weird. Like it feels like to me, it feels like bard should be the only one casting with like charisma.
Well,
and everything else should be like
that makes more sense. The bard should be the only one to cast with charisma, but no, they don't.
I feel like Bard, it's like their main goal is charisma, but it's the same way on. Well, no, it's the same way. It's like thieving can't be just for a thief, like healing can't just be for like a cleric. Like you can expand outside those things.
Well, it's fine with it. It's just like it's just the stats for like spell casting is weird that it's like charisma is so used. Because like it feels like each class should have their own kind of separate like method of casting. Like Bard, it obviously makes sense. It's like, I'm a charming guy and I can use my my charm to help me cast spells.
Honestly, I feel like a sorcerer should be casting using wisdom instead of charisma. Because I mean,
why do they have charisma?
I don't know why sorcerers have charisma because they're just they don't learn magic and they don't need to be charming in order to cast. They're just casting because they can. They were just born and they could shoot fireballs.
The thing is, charisma isn't just about. The thing is, in D&D 5th edition, charisma isn't just about charm. It's also about like the force of your personality and the force of your soul. Like if you look at charisma, a lot of charisma saves are based on like effects that would.
It's weird. I get my definition from like 3.5 because I play a lot of the older D&D like video games, and it always talks about like. And like a lot of RPGs, it always talks about charisma is a combination of your personality and your looks.
Yeah, no. But like the reason, one of the main reasons I love Artificer is because the way it flavors the spell casting, which is just that, essentially the way I play them, because I've been playing them in a separate online campaign outside of this group, and so the way I flavor them is that my character, he has his own little backpack aside from a bag of holding, and from that backpack every time he casts a spell, he pulls out a contraption that he's made. And that contraption is what casts a spell. If I cast, for example, like, let's go for a simple spell. I'm casting Grease, correct? That's a spell. Literally, the guy reaches into the bag, takes out a massive jar of grease, and smashes it on the ground, and that's me casting the spell.
Yeah, but my thing is like with the artificers, like, wouldn't you run out of materials?
No, you know why? Because the artificers have this little thing which I absolutely adore called infusions. And the idea of infusion is that I can just abuse the shit out of them, because there's an infusion called repeating shot, which literally just, first and foremost, it nullifies the need for me to buy any more ammo ever again, and secondly, it's like it makes the piece of ammunition magical, so in itself, and it makes it and as such. That's the only piece of ammunition I will ever need.
You know, I have one thing that I have to say is that if you want unlimited ammunition, just get yourself a sling. You can just pick up rocks everywhere. It's great.
Nate, I can do that. I could do that, but then again, there's the catapult spell, which is a far more useful idea. Literally, you pick up.
That's a spell. A sling is just it's
Nate,
good old arm.
But Nate,
you know?
Nate, here's the thing with the catapult spell. The catapult spell, you can literally take anything that is within the size and weight limits, and just shoot it in a straight line, and every creature in that line has to make a dex save.
Also, you have to consider. Go ahead.
No, and then the thing about the catapult spell is that it starts out with like 3d8, and if you upcast it, you can be dealing like about 9d8s worth of force damage. Meanwhile, with a sling, you're not dealing that much, anyways. Even if
to say it's an improvised weapon because a sling takes training, good sir.
Nate.
A sling is a magical weapon.
Nate, you're putting words in my mouth. I did not say.
I was just gonna add that we can end up in a situation where there aren't rocks around. Like we were in the house, that was only like bark, trees, and grass. There was no rocks whatsoever.
Then just put like a bunch of splinters in there, and then boom, now you've got yourself a slingshot.
No, wood is so light. Wood is not gonna go flying. And dude, we tried to get those like pieces of wood off the tree. I tried biting it. It wouldn't work.
Yep. No, and
wait, I hit on that. I remember there was the tree lady or something that I hit on.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Three separate people.
Phoenix fucking hated so much. Oh my god.
There's 3 separate people in this entire party flirted with that fucking thing, and all of you got shot down.
Yeah. Well, it was my flirting that turned it from combat into trivia.
Wait, did I try to flirt with the dragon leaf trade?
No, I tried to flirt with the doctor on the train.
Oh yeah, that's right.
No. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about because like
you probably sound like a bunch of insane people.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. That's basically every D&D party.
Yeah.
That's basically every D&D party. We're all insane on some level.
Oh, I guess
that's fair. Okay, so then moving on from now, what's y'all's favorite race in D&D?
Favorite race? Oh man, I love all races.
I love Halfling. For reference, I am a solid 5 foot, and all these guys are significantly taller than me.
Yeah, like in this in this group
Halfling.
right here, we got 2 6'3" guys and a 6 foot guy, and generally in the group, everyone is about 6 foot, except like 4 of the people, I think. So there's like Anna, Jackie, Brandon, and Phoenix. You guys are the only ones below 6
Phoenix is still pretty tall, though.
You know, he's still pretty tall. He's like, I'd say Phoenix is about maybe like 5'10", 5'9", I'd say.
I'm back.
Yeah, that's the thing is like I'm already significantly shorter than you guys, so it's like a real life halfling. Because let's say you guys were like average height in the game, and I'm over here being like, oh, short and stuff.
I just love how our group has basically warped the concept of average height. Because like we're making everyone that's 6 foot look average.
You're making everyone who's like short look extremely short.
Yeah.
No,
on the subject of races,
speaking of short people, Jackie is pretty short.
Okay, Nate, we get that.
Average.
We get that, Nate, but stop.
That's an in-joke.
And now the whole world knows.
Yeah.
Okay, so Baron, you were saying.
So yeah, on the subject of races,
girlfriend.
changelings will always have a special place in my heart.
Okay, changelings are cool, yeah.
I just love shapeshifters wherever they pop up. And like, fantasy, sci-fi. It's so fucking fun to play one. Like I can just be whoever the hell I want.
Yeah.
Both proficiency and advantage in deception.
I like being a Yanti.
Find out. And I especially love using it to fuck with people. Like that one time that Nocturne was like reduced to 8 intelligence, so I just made myself look like him.
Guys, my intelligence.
Oh you were so dumb.
Help me. My intelligence is 8. My brain is dumb. I don't understand.
I don't know why my laptop is being so mean, but
I'm sorry.
It just keeps disconnecting.
That's
sure fine. Like I am sorry if I offended anybody.
Like I think I was able
Don't worry
to
about
like, for that moment convince you that I was the real you.
Yeah, you did, because like Nocturne was stupid because he had 8 intelligence instead of his normal 10, and so he was like, "Oh, okay, you're me." Wait, no, actually, no, it was like a mirror, and then like you tried, but then I somehow succeeded.
I just know that when it comes to me being a halfling, I prefer the Lightfoot halfling. And then I remember I told one of my friends, I was like, hey, I'm a halfling. And it was like a couple friends, and he looks at me and goes,
Just nervous laughter.
No, not nervous. It's the, like, I get it. Because I'm short. And then that caused me and our mutual friend right there to, like, just start laughing really hard at that. Because he was just being like, the entire time. Because, like, I'm short. I'm playing a halfling. Ha, ha, ha.
Like,
oh, sorry,
people.
Nate, go ahead.
Yeah, no, on the opposite end of the spectrum, I have being tall, and people always say, "Oh, you're bragging," but I get some weird encounters because I'm tall. Like in high school, for example, like I went to a couple of dances, never with anyone because I'm me, never had any luck in high school. But
Nice.
yeah, I went to a couple of dances, and every dance I went to, I went to like 4 or 5. There, like I would always I'd always end up sitting at like a chair or table or something, and then I'd always have a girl, some random girl that I just was acquainted with once, walk up to me and then just go, hey Nate, could you stand up for a second? And then I'd stand up because I'm like, okay, I'll stand up, and then they're like, dang it, I thought I'd be taller than you because I'm wearing heels. And I'm like, I guess not. And then like, what do you say? It's like, sorry, you're still just an average height, maybe slightly above average, but
Well, no, some heels can like make people really tall. Because like,
yeah, but this is like a school dance. No one's wearing like insane heels. They're just wearing normal like. Maybe like 1 inch heels.
I've seen women wear like 4 to 5 inch heels. I have a 6-foot friend, and she was wearing like 3-inch heels.
Oh, she'd be my height and Baron's height. We could all 3 of us could high five.
I have a picture with her, and she is like significantly taller than me.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we got
at some point.
One thing I kind of thought about was like. I had a couple of friends tell me about this. Like they were like they were girls, and they were like they're taller girls. They're like 6 foot, 5'9", stuff like that. And apparently, I don't know if this is true. Apparently, they say they wish like they all a lot of them have said they wish they were shorter because apparently shorter girls are more popular.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
I can
it depends.
explain this. So,
Nope. Go ahead.
the only reason is because a lot of guys tend to go for shorter girls, so it makes taller girls feel like, oh dang, I'm not gonna get a guy. Take me for example. I literally, was like talking to a 6'4" guy, and I'm 5 foot. A lot of girls would be like, leave that for the tall girls, and I'm like, I understand. It's not my fault the person was talking to me. It's not my fault they fell for me. Of course, I fell for them, but it's the whole thing.
I swear to God, I swear it's mostly because of an ego thing in order to make their in order to make certain proportions look bigger than they actually are.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
like for me, I honestly feel like I wish I was taller because like I could date taller guys. I don't want to be stuck with like really short guys. But then again, I don't
know.
really
Like
care.
I'd say, as a 6'3" man myself, like I don't care too much about height, though. I don't know. It's weird. Recently, I've been leaning toward, like, I guess because it's just my experience, past, like, current girlfriend, past girlfriend. But I'm kind of getting the dig. I'm kind of getting the appeal of short girls. I don't know. It's kind of cute.
Well,
But,
what
like,
I've heard. Go ahead. Sorry.
But, like, I don't know. It's weird. Like, normally I don't care too much about height, Like, actually, not really. I don't know. It's weird. Like, it's like I just say I wouldn't feel bad and then feel like, oh man, I can't get tall guys because I'm 5 foot. Like like my ex was 5'1".
I guess another thing that could play into that is like some guys that are taller like shorter girls because it makes like them cuddling better. They're always maybe like the bigger spoon and stuff like that. I have also had someone on Tinder message me being like, oh, I'm into short girls, and I was like, why is that your opening line? Jesus.
Oh my God, that's
the
creepy.
first message I got, and I was like,
That's either an extremely confident man or an extremely foolish man.
See, like I don't have a problem with that. I just don't think that should be the first message you send me.
Yeah, that's pretty fair. Like, but for me, it's
that's
like
what I mean. That's what I mean.
What
It's
I'd
like,
say is okay. As a tall guy, it's like there's benefits either way. If I'm dating a short girl, it's like sweet, it's kind of funny, but in a cool way. How like we're like, because like you ever hear that old song from the '80s? It's like opposites attract. It's like they be sing.
but
Yeah, like the opposites attract. It's like, oh cool, you're short, I'm tall. This is it's like physical comedy. But if they're tall, then it's like, oh, I can talk to you and look at your face instead of looking at the top of your head.
Wow. Okay. So,
Well,
Jackie, hang on. Let me just.
Sorry.
No, wait. No. Anyone who's short is not going to be looking straight at your chest. They're going to be looking up at you.
Yeah, but no, it's weird because like okay, but like maybe, but like no, if like let's say I want to get someone's attention, that's kind of short. They aren't looking at me. I'm just like.
Don't you tap on their head?
No, I don't tap on their head, but I have to I have to always look down to talk to them.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, because like most of my friends have been quite shorter than me, and so whenever I'm approaching them from behind, I tend to like put my hands on their shoulders and just lean over them. just.
You have done that to me, and I have almost punched you.
Yes, you have, and so has Jackie. But listen. That's my way of greeting people. I people behind and just
Jackie,
and just
man.
you.
Like
I understand. You spook me, and like honestly, I don't care.
What?
But that's
Nate.
literally.
what?
You have to understand, Nate, that you think you keep saying don't mess with Jackie, man. She knows how to fight. So do I. But then it's also the fact that that phrase has never actively stopped me from messing with someone.
I guess I don't know. I like Jackie. Okay, she's very pretty.
Okay, Nate. We all know she's your girlfriend. All right, you don't need to simp so hard. Okay.
Hey, hold on. I ain't no simp.
Man, bruh.
Don't take this in the wrong way. It's like I feel like both me and Sal could kick your ass. Like I could individually kick your ass, and so could Sal.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Nate. It's not. We're not being mean. It's just constructive criticism. It's just like no. Listen.
I just don't like violence.
Listen, in a life or death, and that's another reason why we'd kick your ass. You don't like violence. We revel in it.
I do not want to hit
have
anyone.
to threaten me, man? I thought we're friends here.
No,
Yes, we are.
we're talking about like a Hunger Games situation. We have to fight.
I
We
just
know
killed
who's
myself.
winning.
I'm a diabetic. You kidding?
Oh my
I wouldn't last a day.
No, they give you the supplies. Like they don't want you to
No,
die.
but no. Here's what they would do. They would put the supplies in the middle of that ring, and then they just laugh. It's like, oh, great! Now I gotta get all these like this diabetic crap, and then like while I'm getting that, some guy's gonna crossbow bolt me in the back of the head, and then boom,
No,
first
no.
man down.
No, that's only because you're not thinking. You are not thinking about it strategically. All you have to do is run away from the cornucopia, hide at the tree line, and then wait for everybody else to kill each other off. And then when everything is settled, you run towards the cornucopia. Although you still have to watch out. Although you still have to watch out for the landmines.
Well, how about this? Me knowing that he's diabetic and me being small, I could just zoom in, grab stuff, and zoom out because I'm small.
Okay, now
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, because if I were in a Hunger Games style situation, because like this is actually
like you guys should have been there at that Red Robin. Like
Okay.
Phoenix was just laying on me, man. He was just roasting me all night.
This is a legitimately interesting question. If we were to be in a Hunger Games style situation, what weapon would y'all choose? Because like I myself would actively choose a pair of hand axes, mainly because I've worked like cutting down tree limbs and like cutting down coconuts enough that I can actually wield those decently.
Do they? It's been a really long time since I've seen the Hunger Games. Do they give you guns?
No.
No,
I don't
they
think so.
That's one of the few weapons I know how to use because my grandfather. This is another story, but my grandfather, he drove all the way from what was it? It was Wyoming, but not Wyoming.
Well, Nate, here's what you can do.
He had a ranch in it was Wyoming. Wait, was it?
No, but,
it was somewhere.
Wyoming doesn't exist.
It was somewhere in the far west.
Wyoming
is the land
of Ohio.
You know, our county has more people than the entire state of Wyoming.
Oh
yeah, Wyoming has 35,000 people, but it was one of those midwestern states, like way far west, kind of nearish California. Wait, was it Utah? No, I don't know. But anyway, he drove all the way there. I'm sorry, I have a brain fart. He drove all the way from basically the West Coast to Florida with a trunk full of guns. Like he had a 12 gauge shotgun.
Nice.
He had a 22 rifle. He had his old Colt 45. He had a revolver. He had like I think he had like another rifle. And he drove all the way across basically the country with a trunk full of guns. And there's a lot of gun laws in between.
That is.
No, it was risky, especially if you got pulled over.
Well, no, it's because just certain states have like legal limits on certain guns.
Yeah. But I think the state he was coming from, it was like you can't take the guns out of the state, something like that.
Wow.
But,
all right. Straight up.
He did it anyway because my grandfather, like, rest in peace. But
absolute mad lad.
Yeah, he was because like literally he was like he was kind of he was like half Hispanic, so yeah, he was like half.
Wow, filthy half breed.
Oh my god.
Like, he really, but then
filthy half breed. If you're not a pure Hispanic, get the fuck out. I'm kidding. Everybody, that's a bit. I'm Hispanic myself. Calm down.
That's good. But yeah. So yeah, he looked kind of Mexican, because that's half. That was a good portion of his heritage. It's Mexican, and. Yeah, they called him like a Mexican cowboy, basically. Because he was like,
if he got pulled over, people were just gonna think he was part of a cartel.
Well, no, he was a cop. He'd be the one pulling people over.
Okay, cool, but like I'm talking about like, is nobody knew they were a cop? They just pull him over and go, just look. They just look at all the guns. Look at your grandpa. It's like, okay, who's dying and where and why?
Oh my god, he was actually pretty Republican, but
oof, ouch.
Yeah, but I still love my grandfather.
Was it the good? Was it the good Republican, i.e., the Lincoln style?
I don't want to get into too much details.
Okay, let's avoid. We're avoiding.
Yeah, let's avoid politics.
But
yeah. Anyway,
who wants to go next?
But yeah, but, I was just
going
gonna
on
finish
about
up.
weapons.
But yeah, the weapons. So yeah, but yeah, basically yeah. So yeah, he was a cop. He had this whole like, and he was a rancher too, in his like retired years, and I use that with quotation fingers because he never stopped ranching. And
I
he
mean,
and literally
not-
he would dress up just as you imagine a cowboy would. You know, he had like the jeans, the plaid shirt,
all right.
big boots, and then he drove all the
Right.
way to Florida, and he and then he comes over, and my mom, who's you know the daughter of my grandfather, was she just goes like, "Dad, what were you thinking? Why'd you drive all the way over here with a truck full of guns?" And then he goes, I'll never forget what he said. He goes, "I wanted to teach my boys how to shoot." That's all he said.
And I will have to say we have gone over 45 minutes.
Oh,
so
snap!
Don't worry about it. Let's just finish up with this question.
Okay.
Alrighty.
So the weapons.
So-
Who wants to go next?
So
Or I
my answer was double hand axes. Whoever wants to go next, go.
I can go. So
right.
basically, for me, I like hand knives, and I am small and innocent, so I could just stab. I also like staffs because I'm learning. I'm trying to teach myself how to do a staff during quarantine, like spin staffs and be able to fight people. So what I would do is I would cut down a thin tree, shape it into a staff with the ends being sharp and the middle not being, and just like slice people.
That's gonna snap, but that's a good choice.
What do you mean snap?
Listen, you cut down you're cutting down. The thing is about those stabs that people use are like specially crafted to not break when you hit some.
I made my own
after hitting
staff at
people.
12. I made my own staff at 12 and has yet to break with me slamming it into stuff.
Okay, cool, but we're talking about a tree here.
Yeah,
we're talking about an actual tree.
I made it out of a tree.
The thing about here's the thing. The thing about thin trees is that it's that okay. You made your own staff, that's fine, but this is a legit. You have no way of knowing what kind of tree it is, and odds are that shit's gonna snap. I'm just saying, considering that the fact that other people have other kinds of weapons, that's just gonna snap real fast. So just
got
gotta
a really
no. If
crappy
you
bow
do
out
it
of a
right, it's
tree
not gonna
branch
snap.
once.
Because what I mean by thin tree, I mean like 2 inches in diameter. That's a thick stick right there.
Damn,
Especially
boy,
if it's the trunk. No, like think about it. Especially if it's the trunk, it is not going to snap like a regular stick. Especially if you dry it properly. It's probably going to take like 6 hours to dry, which is what mine did. And during that time, I could be collecting supplies and stuff.
That's
All right, fair. But then again, think about it. Okay, but then again, take a step back and realize those are 6 hours, and this is going to be around the start of this whole deal. You're not going to have enough 6 hours anyways with the amount of people.
Bro, I'm gonna shoot to the middle, grab a backpack, and shoot out. That's it. I'm not staying. I'm not looting. I'm just running and grabbing while I go.
All you have to do is watch out for the landmines.
True.
Anyway, so dual hand axes for me. Anna, you said hand knives and stabs. Who goes next?
Like pocket knives type
I'm
stuff.
not much of a fighter, but I'd say a spear because I watch a lot of historical documentaries and whatnot, and apparently spears they're simple to train with, and they give you that reach advantage. So arguably they're even better than swords.
Yeah, no, technically they are. However, the thing about a spear is that if you miss that first thrust, you're done.
Well, actually, apparently with proper spear technique, it's not too much of an issue because you're just supposed to do like quick jabs if you're not in like phalanx position or something.
Yeah,
and it's more play a little defensive. Like I'm not saying it's ideal, but I'm saying it's definitely a good option.
It is a good option. However, I'd say considering the backgrounds of most people, and also, I mean, you do get to train with your weapon, but then again,
you do that. I forgot. I thought they just I thought they just dropped you in. It's like good luck.
No. They gave the tributes training, a training period.
I watched that film so long ago.
Oh no, I read the book, and it was so much fun just reading about the training sequences and bruh.
I would say the one flaw I could see with the spear is if you stab it to someone and they dodge and just grab it from you, you're not getting it back.
Yeah.
Well, they got a spear.
That's the one flaw. Well, no, because someone could sidestep and just grab it with it against their body, and you're not getting it back. That is a solid trick right there.
You know, it's also one of the big drawback is like, you know, you're wielding only the spear. So then because you're wielding only the spear, and if that's the case, you're telegraphing yourself very heavily.
I guess I could see that.
So it's like if you're using only the spear, you can the opponent can clearly see where you're aiming and just move out of the way. And unless you're like used to that specific spear's weight, you're not going to be able to switch. You're not going to be able to switch direction fast enough.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, it's a good choice, but then again, considering the type of competition this thing is, you have to also consider the drawbacks, and I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'll still stick with the spear. It's definitely defensive, and it has that reach advantage.
Yeah, completely fair choice. So, Baron, what's your choice?
That's honestly a tough one. The two weapons I have the most experience with IRL are a bow and arrows and like a fencing foil. So probably either of those.
What?
You cut out.
Did I cut out?
Yeah, you cut out.
Oh yeah. So either a bow and arrows or like a fencing foil.
Huh.
Because those are the two I have the most experience with. IRL.
Bow's decent choice, but fencing foil.
Those aren't they sharp though? Like
yeah, they're sharp,
really
but
sharp.
it's like
Sharp,
it's
but
not
then
the
again,
most practical of sword.
It really is. Considering the fact that a lot of people come at you with machetes and axes, that thing's gonna one good swing and it'll bend.
Like a rapier. It's good for like gentlemen trying to appear regal and defend themselves in the streets. But it's not. It's definitely not ideal against warrior versus warrior.
Yeah, in that case, there's also assuming like a training period. There's also a weapon. It's called a butterfly sword.
Oh my God.
I know exactly what a butterfly sword is, but let's face it. Even in that training period, you're not going to master the butterfly sword.
Yeah, definitely not.
The butterfly sword takes a while to master. And that's a good long while, and the tributes get a couple of weeks, if not little over a month.
Right.
That's why I stick to my hand knives. I'm small enough to hide in the brush with camouflage and stuff, and I'll just pop up and stab you.
You know, because then I have because there's another really specific reason I picked the dual hand axes is because most hand axes, they tend to either have a spike a spike on the back, or just have really sharp ends to not the middle of the blade, the tops and bottom of the blade. So it's if I am ever in a situation where I would rather not trip or fall, say if I'm trying to fall down a Say if I'm trying to fall, if I'm almost falling off a tree, I could just with this, considering how exactly big a hand axe is, I could just swing at the tree hard and then at a downward angle, and then that'll just break my fall, stop my fall at least somewhat, and allow me to stabilize.
All right,
yeah, that's pretty smart.
And the fact that also that if I'm going, let's say, against a spear main, right? If I do this the right way, if I play this right, I will deflect the spear with the backs of the axes, and then wrench it away from your grasp with the axes, and then you're defenseless, and I get a kill.
Alrighty, but I don't mean to interrupt, but I do think it's about time we wrap this up.
Yeah. No, this is a good stuff.
So I guess who wants to do the outro? Should I or Baron? You want to do it?
Do we have a planned outro?
Do we have an outro? I guess.
Yeah. This is the first episode. We'll work on one. We'll work
on one. But I guess if anyone out there has watched this, thank you for tuning in, and we had a very, very good time recording this for you all.
Yeah, and we will see you all next
Yep.
time.
Yeah, I guess we'll hopefully be uploading once a week, and
Hopefully,
we will see you in the next episode. Hopefully.
Yep.
Have a good day
All right.
or night.
Good night
Bye-bye.
and haha gay.
Bye.